All right.
All right.
We are ready.
All right.
Okay. Hello. So today we are in the studio. We're doing our third podcast session. And I'm so excited today because I am interviewing Miss Emma, who has her own business. She is a cosmetics business owner, and she's been in business since she was 12. And so today we're going to be getting into her journey. We're going to find out what it took for her to get here, where she's at now versus where she started. And we also have her dad, John, who is going to be here to answer some questions for us as well and be able to give us the full scope of what it takes to even be the father of a very determined
Entrepreneur.
entrepreneur.
Right.
So I'm super excited. So Emma, tell me, like, how do you feel? Where
First
about
and
where you are?
foremost, let's
Yes. Sorry about that. Let's give her hand clap.
Definitely.
So go ahead and tell the audience a little bit about you.
Okay, so I'm Emma. I started my business in 2020 when I was 12 years old. I always had an interest in makeup and cosmetics and fashion and everything. So I decided that I wanted to have my own cosmetics company. So I just did it.
Yes, wow. Wow. Okay. And so I know dad had a lot to do with this because I
Yes.
met John 4 years ago, I think maybe like
Yeah, it was in I think it was 2021.
2021. Okay, three
Yeah,
years
about 3
ago.
years ago.
Okay, so I met John 3 years ago as a realtor because we're both in the real estate industry. He's a realtor. I'm gonna let him speak too about what he does. And then I'm a mortgage loan officer. And so we were connecting. He told me about his daughter. I remember when he first got her product and when we first met,
Yep.
I purchased the lip gloss and everything. And he told me about how he was getting her started. And I was excited. Now, this is my first time actually meeting Emma, but I feel like I know her already
Right,
because I've
Mhm.
heard and saw so much about her just from communicating with her dad. So, John, tell us a little about you.
All right, so I'm John Jones. I'm a realtor. Right now I'm with Premium Properties Realty. I've been in the real estate game for about coming up on 5 years in August. So I've enjoyed it. I had a good time doing it, met a lot of great people such as yourself. Just got into that, trying to learn the ins and outs of the real estate business. At the same time, while I was doing that, Emma had mentioned to me that she wanted to start her own company. And at first, she said she wanted to start a lip gloss company. So I was like, "That's cool." But as I started talking to her, I said, "It's better if we do a full fledged. Well, actually, for the name, when we were choosing a name, we felt that Emma Olivia Cosmetics was better because it covers a whole range of cosmetics instead of just lip gloss." So when she came to me with that idea, I just tweaked it up and said, "You know what? Let's just do the whole thing. We could start with lip gloss, but let's go ahead and go all the way." So, I put a few things together, got a good friend of mine to come up with the logo. I let Emma choose out of like three different logos, which one she liked the best. She chose the one that is everywhere now that you see, but it was two more that didn't get chose. So we actually glad we chose the right one. And then from there, I just put a plan together for her to follow on how to market, promote. That's what I'm good at is marketing, promoting. I have a background in all type of sales, so that was an easy part for me to do to show her how to go about marketing, promoting, and getting people to pay attention to the product. Taught about packaging and a whole slew of other things that I personally knew from my background, and I was just trying to put into her.
Yes. And throughout the years since I've known John, I've seen John really be very instrumental in getting Emma into stores. She's in some beauty supplies now, I believe, which she'll talk
Yes.
about. And always promoting, always putting content out there. Now she's speaking I think you did you start speaking last year?
Yes, I did.
Okay, yeah, now she's speaking, teaching other young entrepreneurs, and so I wanted to bring her on the show for Women's Her Story Month, because although my with this podcast in particular, we've been interviewing mainly women who are older and who are a little bit more established in their career, but it's also important to highlight the young entrepreneurs today. Very, very important because entrepreneurship, if you don't know, is the way to go. Like there is no other option. And so for someone to start as young as she did at 12 years old and still be here years later and still so anxious and so determined and so motivated, it is just mind blowing. So I wanted to share her story with you all. And so Emma, tell me about what it was like getting started as a 12-year-old entrepreneur.
Okay, so first I had to do my research and figure out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it. So after I did my research, I figured out what products I wanted to start out with, which was this right here. And then I just took it from there, and then I kept promoting, kept going out and selling. And then I looked into more products, and then I just really created what I would wear. And that's how I got it going.
Okay,
Yes.
nice, nice. So how many different do you have like different flavors or different
Yes, I have
colors or how does
15 different colors. And then
Wow.
I have 12 lip liners.
Wow.
And I also have, well, 3 makeup palettes, but I sold out of 1. So I have 2 makeup
Oh.
palettes and mirrors. I have those too.
Okay, wow. So I didn't even know you had all of that. I just know about
Yes.
the lip gloss, which is that the most popular product,
Yes.
the lip gloss?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I didn't even know you had all of those. And so are you in you're in like a few beauty
Yes,
supplies
I'm
or
in Glamorous Beauty Supply. It's a new beauty supply store that just opened up. So I'm in there, and I'm looking to get more of my products into that store as well.
Okay. And how are your products doing so far in that
Well,
beauty supply?
they're doing really, really good. There's a lot of people that like go and buy and take pictures. So I just get to see and then see in person when people buy and then they meet me there. So that's all really good.
What I love too about Emma and what I see in marketing, and this may be because of dad pushing her to do this, but she's always in that beauty supply
Yes.
marketing and talking to clients and customers and showcasing her product. I think that's so important because I've done a little bit of product research myself. I tried to get a product a few years ago and ordered some products from China to be able to get a store. I just never went through with it, but a lot of people don't understand how powerful it is that when you get your product into a store, you still have to be in there marketing and pushing it.
Yes.
You cannot just rely on that store to sell your product because they have millions of other products on the shelves. And when people come in there, they're going to go navigate to maybe something that they've seen already. And if they haven't seen or heard about your product, 9 times out of 10, they're not checking it out or they're not going to buy it.
Yeah.
So being in there, being able to have an influence on the purchase that is going on with that product is so important. It's so key. So I really love that.
So one of the things I wanted to talk about the store is, so the store deal came last August. That just came out of us. I actually knew a good friend of mine. He knew it was basically networking and connecting. I mean, so I want to give a shout out to my homeboy Clay for hooking that up. But with the store deal, lip gloss was already well out because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm a person that grew up in the streets. So I feel like anything you want to build or you want to start, you should always start organic with the people you know or the area that you know. So for that, I just took my street aggressiveness that I used to have and I put it into this. So with the store deal, it just gave us a place to promote the product more than we already been doing, and it gave us a chance to promote the store at the same time. It's a double hedged win. Promoting the store. Every time you see a video, you're gonna always see Glamorous Beauty Supply. You're gonna always see Emma in there. She's in there weekly doing commercials, doing videos, speaking on whatever's coming up next. We thought that would be a good marketing idea, being that we had the store behind us. Sales are great in the store. So with that, also we like to kind of like keep it to where, like, for instance, when you go on the Glamorous Beauty Supply, if you purchase one of her products, the bag that's going to give you when you leave, it's not a Glamorous Beauty Supply bag. It's going to be an Emma Olivia Cosmetics bag.
Wow, nice.
So I felt like that would put another twist on marketing and promotion because the bag is, bag. It goes real big. So when you're done with the bag, you're pretty much not gonna want to throw it away. You keep it. So you go in your house and you in your room and you see the bag. You know what? I ran out of lip gloss. Let me hit Emma up. Let me hit Grammy's Beauty Supply, or let me hit the website up and re up on that. So all those were just secret marketing tips that I came up with. Once we got the store deal. Store deal is great. It's going great. We don't want to just jump into every store because being in the retail business, I learned that it's certain elements you want. We can go get in plenty other stores right now.
Right. But you want your brand
right.
to
It's
be
reasons
able to
why I
stand out.
haven't got into those stores yet. So with Glamorous Beauty Supply, I felt like it was organic. The way it came together. It's a great location. It's on 6215 Silver Star Road. Store itself inside is really nice. So it just gave me that feel. I'm like, you know what? This is the right place for us to start our store tours. Because besides that, we were just selling off the website and in person.
Okay. So, Emma, what has been your favorite part of this journey so far?
I think my favorite part is when I see people that I don't know go and buy something and then like post it and use it because it shows me that like there's people out there going to buy my product that is out in the store. So I feel like that's like the biggest thing that I like to see.
Okay.
I like that.
Nice.
I love that.
Okay. So, well, you guys, I have tons of questions.
Okay.
Anyone that knows me knows that I'm good at asking questions. There are so many questions that I have here on my questionnaire, and then as well that are now going through my mind, even with me just hearing the stories and hearing the answers. I'm formulating questions, but we only have so much time. We're only here for an hour, unfortunately. So I'm going to make sure that I ask the right questions. Okay. And so with that, I'm going to do a switch a little bit. We're going to come back to the business because there are so many. We could talk about the business the whole hour, literally. I know with my questions that I have and just with you guys' experience, but I do want to get into the meat of the story, the background, because that's what my podcast is all about. You are already approved. And we get into the meat, the stories of entrepreneurs or even women who are working in corporate America, because we interview women who are in corporate America as well. Right. But I want to ask Emma, and her dad can chime in anytime that he feels like he can, because I know he will be chiming in. But I want to ask specifically, as a child, what was your childhood like to the point where it made you desire to be an entrepreneur? Was it just your dad just pumping it into you? And just like, was it a spark that you had? Like, where did this come from?
So I think that I was like always really girly when I was little, and I liked like makeup and like everything like that. And I would also, be with my mom when she did makeup and did my hair and all the stuff like that. So as I got older, I naturally went into like makeup and just beauty as a whole. And then as time went on, I was just like, why not? Like, I just felt like doing it. And then it was also something that I could have with me for as long as I want, and to use my own products and to like, tap into what I like the most.
Tell her what else you do though.
Oh, I also model.
Never talk about this.
Okay, so I'm signed with the modeling agency right now, and I do like photo shoots and stuff like that. So I feel like that also plays a big part in, because I always like to take pictures and just everything like that. I always liked fashion, makeup. So I'm also getting into that, and I've been into that for a little bit. So I just feel like it all just has
works together, aspect. Yes, and as you guys can see, she's very beautiful, beautiful young lady. So modeling is definitely right up your alley. Yes. How long have you been modeling for?
So over a year.
Okay.
I started in 2018. I did 6 months of classes for the first time.
Which was a scam.
It was a scam?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was a scam all the way.
Like it was no, because I paid $2,500 and it was.
But I still got a good learning though. It was a good learning experience.
Got good learning, but they told us we was going to get.
You didn't get. Yeah. Okay. But what did they promise you that you didn't get?
Like an agent, like work and stuff like that. But I feel like it was a good start because they give you like a whole book. They teach you everything that you need to know, like all the basics, how to walk, proper etiquette, like all stuff like that. And I feel like that was good. The classes were 8 hours, so
Mm.
that was good. And then after that, and after I realized like that was a scam in a way, I jumped to another agency in what, 2020? No,
No, that was in
2022.
2022.
So yeah, I did.
That was a good one.
Yeah, that was in 2022, and I also did another 6 months of classes just because the industry changed since 2018. So I did that, and then that was all online, and it also like refreshed my memory about everything that I needed to know.
Wow.
And I got signed to them, and I'm still signed to John Casablancas. But recently, I moved to Model Scouts, which is new as of last week.
Did that last
Yeah, so
Tuesday?
yeah, I went to a like casting call, and I have a photo shoot in May for them. And yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. So I didn't even know you were. I knew as of recently, and I think before I had maybe seen something a few years ago.
Mhm.
But like your dad said, you got to put it out there more because I
Yeah.
didn't know that you were actively like modeling.
Uh-huh.
Do you get gigs and stuff? Like, how is that going for you so
So
far?
basically, I signed to a agency, and they send me like everything in my area, everything that like I can do, and then basically I submit self tapes or self auditions, like whatever it is, and then they send it over to their clients, and then it goes from there basically.
Yeah, so she hasn't gotten booked yet
Okay.
for anything. So I told her personally is this. So modeling, I'm gonna just say this. So the modeling thing, we started this back when Emma was like 1 year old.
Oh wow.
So me and her
Okay.
mom, just somebody came to her at I don't know where it was at, like a hotel or something. And she was pretty. She got a call back. Winded up going to Atlanta, getting a hotel room, the whole 9 yards. That was that was the first time in 2009. So we still wound up making it a trip. You know what I mean? Because it was a family trip. So us three had a good time in it. So I personally wasn't really big on following that whole whatever she wanted to do. I'm gonna support it, but I always wanted her to have something substantial because you know that modeling game, acting game, the rap, it's all flaky.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm an ex-rapper. I grew up rapping. I mean, that's my own thing. Before real estate and all that. I quit rapping back in like 06. But what I'm saying is, I wanted her to have something that nobody could take away from her. So I was like, yo, start your own company. While you chasing the modeling stuff, you're still getting paid right now.
Okay.
And this is your own business. Nobody can take this from you.
Right.
All you're going to do is continue to build it. So this is going great, but she wants to add that modeling in.
Okay.
And I want her to do it too. With the modeling thing, I'm going to be honest with you. Emma don't let me help her with none of that. Like, I'm real hands-on with stuff. To her, I could be like
a burden sometimes.
A burden?
Yeah.
You know, kids not always in work mode. You feel me? Parents are.
Yeah.
So that's another thing we can talk about because
yeah, you know, I have questions.
There's still parenthood and coming of age going on behind the scenes with the cosmetics and the modeling. So I always wanted her to have something. I'm telling them, like, look, a lot of these models you seeing, you got more money than right now. You know what I'm saying? And no matter how that goes, this is
solid. Yes.
So I do want her to get modeling. But like I say, she won't let me help her. I've never seen not one audition. She won't let me see it. She'll go in her room and I'm like, yo, and she'll be like, yo, be quiet out there. I'm like, what you doing? She's like, just be quiet. Okay. So I gotta go in my room. And she's like, oh yeah, I just did an audition for let me read it. She's like, no. Because once I get on it, I'm like, yo, so do that. Even with the videos you see in Glamorous Beauty Supply, those are off the top of the head, but there's always a story behind them. There's an argument. You feel me? There's do it again. I ain't doing it no more. I just got out of school. I'm tired. I'm like, yo. Gotcha. So it's always stuff.
But see, that's why in the beginning I asked you with that dad-daughter relationship. I said, how you feel about that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, so are you like her business manager?
Yes,
like?
he is, but sometimes more than others.
Like, I'm a facilitator. I just drive her to where she gotta go. I help her book stuff like this. A lot of the stuff in this part, packaging, rhinestones you see, the lip gloss, things right there.
The colors.
The colors,
Okay.
the logo, all that's Emma. All I do is say, yo, the promoting and marketing is what I direct. So
Okay.
I'm like, okay, boom, we have a product. It's really easy to market. But guess what? Market's what I want.
So question. So is your mom as involved as well into
Yes, she is involved. She's just more behind the scenes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's involved. She's just not like in the camera as much, or she's more of like behind the scenes with
Okay.
it.
She's more
Gotcha.
like taking some lip glosses to birds and selling them and stuff like that.
Okay.
But she's real busy too. You know, Emma got a little brother on her mom's side.
Okay.
She's my only child.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Us to move and shake.
It's
a little
easier.
Yeah, yeah.
In that regard. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, especially with modeling.
Especially with modeling.
I had a question. Because I see you juggling two businesses.
Mhm.
As a young entrepreneur, you know, you got it. We got to give you your props.
Yes,
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 thank you.
yes.
And Dad, I know you have a lot to do with that.
Right.
When it comes to the modeling side, how far are you looking to go? Like, if you had a gig right now today in California, will you be?
Yes, I would go.
Okay.
Definitely, I would definitely go.
The reason I asked that because I have a client. She's modeling right now, and she was in California, and then they moved to New York. So she's been like back and forth, you know, but she still, you know, connects with me here in Florida because, you know, I'm an accountant, so I do a lot of her accounting work. So, you know, so that's why I asked that, because I know that industry, just seeing her doing a lot of that, it's a lot of back and forth.
Yeah, it is.
You may go
pieces.
over to another country. I mean, they like that's a industry that will
Yeah.
move you
There's no
around.
ceiling on that.
Yeah,
You
there's
can go anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
So, okay, back to like your I guess the whole parent-child dynamic. How are you in school? Like how are things? Is it hard to juggle and manage all that plus school and everything?
At times it can be, but I really just do everything I need to do in school while I'm there, so that way when I'm not in school, I don't have to worry about it,
That's good.
and I can just, put all my focus in this while still having grades. And
Do you feel like you also have a social life? With you being
Yes.
17, I know you got
I'm only
proms coming up.
16.
You're only 16.
16?
Oh, okay. I thought
Oh,
you were
wow.
17. When's your birthday?
February 19th.
Oh, so you just turned 16.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. I
It's
thought you were
okay.
already 17. Okay, wow.
Yeah, she was partying last night. So she got a social life. Her and my
Okay.
nephew,
Yeah.
they was out last night. So.
Okay, so you have a good balance. So explain what that balance looks like and what do you have to do to manage that balance?
Well, I really so one thing I always have to remember is that business comes first. So I kind of just like, if there's anything with my social life or anything that's like not as important, I have to put that to the side until the business is done and everything I need to do is done. So that always comes first, and then whatever else.
Wow, you seem like a very hardworking young lady, like, and that's good that you're already thinking about and already managing, because a lot of entrepreneurs as adults aren't able to manage, and they may be working too much, or some people are not as focused. They out having a good time and they're not as focused on business. So
Yeah.
the fact that you are already have your mindset on that, knowing that you need to manage that, is amazing. So that
Yes.
it'll already be in place
Yeah.
when you get older. So.
Yes.
So what do you have any, like, outside of modeling, what do you want to be in life, if that makes sense? Is it just an entrepreneur or a model, or is it
I
something
want to do both, but I feel like I want to do both. I want to, be where I want to be with modeling and still have like my business with me instead of just focusing on one thing more than the other. So yeah, that's
Okay, so you already have that figured out. So
yeah.
is what you want to do. Okay. Do you
Yeah.
plan on going to college?
Yes.
That's been an up and down situation.
Yeah.
Talk. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I mean, I'm not against it. It's just up to her. But
I feel like I probably wouldn't like go all out, but I would definitely get like a business degree or something
I
like
love
that.
it. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, because I wouldn't want her to go to school just to go.
Yeah,
Something
yeah.
that's totally
Because I feel
unrelated,
like I
especially
also feel like there's nothing else that I would want to like study
Pursue.
in or anything like another career or another field that I would want to do more than this. So I feel like if I get a business degree or something like that, it'll go with what I'm doing already.
Wow, you guys, 16 and already know what you want to be and do.
Yeah.
Me at 16, I wanted to be a pediatrician. When I got grown, I was like, no, that's not it. But the fact that she already know and she's already started, not only that she knows, but she's already started on that path is mind blowing. That's amazing. And even with you going to college, with you going for like a business degree, the great thing about that is because you'll have your business, you'll already be making money, so you
Right.
don't have to be a struggling
Right.
college student.
Yes,
And I'm sure your
that's
dad
true.
is putting things away as well to
Mhm.
secure and make sure you have what you need and your
Yes.
mom. So that's great.
Yes.
Wow.
Now that's one of the things I always tell my young people, like my nephews and sons and daughters. Like at that age, a lot of times you don't know what you want to do.
Right.
But if you went to school for business, guess what? When you figure out what you want to do, you can apply that to that.
Right.
So
Yes.
that's a great choice. And I know Dad also had a lot to do with that. So I got a question for Dad.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
you're on the management
Yes, sir.
side of
Yes,
things,
sir.
right? So you got to make sure, you got into the store. I don't know if it was like wholesale or consignment.
Wholesale. Okay, let me
Okay.
explain that.
Okay.
That's a great question. So this is what we did. So Emma Olivia Cosmetics was booming already.
Mm.
I like to say we had the streets under us.
Okay.
Because what I started doing with her is first started hopping the okay, so I'm an ex-rapper. So back in the day, what we used to do, fill it out the trunk, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So with it was the same process with this. I say, Emma, this is what we're gonna do. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't know nothing about cosmetics, makeup, nothing. All I know about is how to market, promote, and move products. So I said, we're gonna hop in the car every Saturday. We're just gonna hit nail salons and hair salons. You know what I mean? That was the business plan. So some people are like, oh, you got this business. There's no business plan. Price.
Do you have a business plan now?
Now I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But for a long time, we didn't know what we were doing. So this is a quick rundown of how we got here. So boom, the pricing. I didn't know how to price makeup. When we first got the product, I said, you know what? We just want to charge $12.
Okay.
I was like, that's just what it is. I didn't know if that was too much or too little, right? So when we start hitting the salons, I would tell Emma, we would do this thing called energy check. Energy check is like a thing me and her joke about.
Right.
She'd be like, Dad, I don't feel like going in there yet. You go in there, check the energy. So I'll get out the car, go in the salon, look around. There'll be people in there and they'll see this guy just looking his head in. So all the women looking at me. So I'm just trying to get a feel if it's enough women in here that's going to make it worth us getting out the car, bringing all the products. Sometimes I'm like, yo, it ain't nothing in there. We'll go to the next one. Sometimes I say, when we go in there, you meet the owner, you tell the owner, hey, do you mind if I show your client some products? They say, yes. You just go around from there. People start buying. This in 2020.
That is straight hustle. Straight
hustle.
grind.
That's what that's called.
No plan. We didn't even have the displays yet like this. We just had a plastic bag
with the product.
Right? So we know what we were doing. After that day, I'm like, dang, we just kept doing that. And then from there, she started meeting business owners of these nail salons. They became friends of her. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
12.
Wow.
13. All that we done ran through the whole Orlando for nail salons and hair salons 5 or 6 times.
Yes.
From there, we started getting calls for pop-up shops in 2020 as well. So somebody called her one day and said, hey, we DM'd her and said, they didn't know she was 12 years old. So when we got there, I'm like, yeah, I'm John, blah, 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 Emma Olivia Cosmetics. She's like, where's Emma? I'm like, right there. She's like, where? I'm like, right there. She said, oh, she's 12. Yeah. So that was in West Palm Beach, right? So then we start getting booked in West Palm Beach for all these pop-up shops all the way through 2022. Still hitting salons on the weekend, every other week. See her mom's still hitting salons, and then it just blew up like that.
Wow.
And that's how I consider us. Then it was like we was at the Magic Mall. We would be getting lemonade in the parking lot. People be walking by, and I'm just hopping out, and it just grew from there. And then we start taking pictures with everybody. Big thing is taking a picture with people when they buy it, and then post it on Instagram, getting their Instagram. That's how you connect with people, and that's how you keep your business organic. Opposed to some people I know, they just want to sit at home, be on the internet all day.
Yeah.
And that works, but a
It
lot of people.
works if you already did the
But
work.
you gotta get people to go to your site.
Yeah,
how
so
are they
you have to
getting-
put the work in.
right. And
before.
some people don't want to do that. They
Mhm.
don't want to go out and hit these. To me, I love it.
Mhm.
Now, do you have like where you get so now that like you said you've been doing work because y'all been doing the work since you were 12, 13. So is it now to where you have it to where people are just naturally going to the website and naturally ordering
Yes.
stuff?
And
Now?
also a lot of people we do it in person too. So some people will be like, oh, like can you drop this off, or just send me the address or whatever, and then I would go to wherever they're at and drop it off if they're local, and then if they're not, then I ship it.
Okay. So where do you see your business going in the next, I'll say 2 years or so?
I say it'll definitely be bigger than what it is now. I feel like I would be in more stores for sure.
Is that a goal this year to get in more stores?
Yeah, we're working on
The
that.
goal is to. I started talking to Ulta's, Target,
Sally.
those
Okay.
kind of stores.
Yeah.
So with those stores is you're gonna more or less. So with Glamorous Beauty Supply, that's a store I can just go right in and talk to the owner right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Directly.
The other stores I noticed they want you to go corporate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So when I went to Ulta, they was like, you got to call our corporate store in Atlanta. So I'm like, cool. So with them, I'm working out on what exactly they need as far as requirements to.
That's huge. Yeah. So you would need to, don't you have to work with like corporate buyers
Right.
that buy purchase products and things of that nature? Yeah.
You got to barcode it.
And you also need like more paperwork.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a lot. It's basically a little bit more paperwork that I'm working. That's really all it's going to be. It's nothing going to stop us from being there except just giving them whatever they list. They say this is what we need. We'll give it to them and get in. So I just got to learn that part of how the corporate part works.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as the manufacturing, do you guys work with out of the country manufacturers, or do you have a local?
Well,
American
for like my
manufacturer?
tubes and my boxes and stuff, I have out of the country like that.
Vendors.
Yeah, I basically give them what I want, give them my ideas, whatever, create it, private label it, customize everything like that, and they make it for me. And then like all my packaging, they'll ship over, and then I just work with them.
Gotcha.
But it's all your creative idea.
Yeah. So we basically just like I've had like 3 different boxes. I had the white box, I had the black holographic box. I had like different boxes, different collections, different colors, and all of those I just switch them up every time I go to purchase my packaging.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow. Nice. Very nice. So tell me, with you being busy, and with you being you still being, are you in high school, right?
Yes.
What grade are you in?
I'm a sophomore in
A
6th grade,
sophomore. Okay. Awesome. What school do you go to?
Olympia High School.
Okay. Nice. So with you being a sophomore in school and with you having your business and trying to go after your modeling career, tell me, what is a day in the life, average day in the life look like for Emma?
Okay, so basically what I do, I get up 5 a.m.
Every day?
Yes.
Every day.
It switches Monday through Friday. It switches from 5 a.m. to like 6. I wake up.
Okay, because
So
you
what-
have to be to school at 7
by
something, right? Okay.
7:20.
Okay.
So when I'm with my mom, I wake up at 5. When I'm with my dad, I wake up at 6:30.
Okay.
So I just go to school. I get out at 2:20, and I just go to school throughout the whole day. And then after school, and I get my dad. Sometimes I have orders to go drop off, or a lot of the times I go to Glamorous Beauty Supply to film videos. Even if I don't film videos, like I still go in there. I still, always go in there and talk and stuff. And then I'll come home, eat, relax for a little bit, and sometimes, I have to film auditions or what else, make content and stuff like that. So there's always something to do if there's not really anything to do. If that makes sense.
So do you work on a business every single day?
Yes. So some days if I'm not like um delivering orders, I'm like making content. Or if I'm not making content, I'm figuring out what content to make.
Mm.
Or just anything like that. Or if it's not for cosmetics, I'm doing something for modeling. So yeah.
Yeah, because last week she hit me up like, "Hey, listen, 5:30, we got to be downtown at this place right here." For I'm like, "What are you talking about?" So I'm thinking it's I don't know what it is. So I get there and it's like a room, big
So
loft,
yeah.
with all these chairs and all these people, parents, kids. I'm like, where am I at? She said, "Oh, I got to do this. It's the new modeling thing." So I'm in there for a whole 2
Yeah,
hours.
we had to
like,
go print.
I didn't know. Like I say, she don't let me help with none of
Okay.
that. Like she
Mm.
throws it on me. You know what I mean? So we did that. What Tuesday?
Yeah.
That was with Model Sky. That was a new new agency
Agency
she's
for us.
joining.
Okay. So you were only with one agency though, right?
Yes, it was with John Casablancas, but now I'm scouting out like different.
Oh, different agencies.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
And that came about
Oh yeah, from this
because a girl that she sells
lip
cosmetics
gloss
to
too.
is a
She
model for the agency. So the
Oh.
girl Emma like, hey, you should. So a lot of stuff come like I say from this. She got into a new agency. You know what I mean? The networking is always it's like a full circle type of thing.
Wow. Okay. So I know also I saw that you did some classes recently and things or a class. Where are you with it? Like, is that something like do you plan on continuing to like the class to
like
teach other
talking.
young
Yes.
entrepreneurs, or is it just more so like you giving inspirational speaking? Where are you kind of with
Yeah, that was an event that just came from networking. So it wasn't really anything that I necessarily planned for, but when the opportunity was a good idea, I'll talk to them and did that. So that's kind of how that started. But I wouldn't mind in the future doing that and talking more, especially to kids.
young entrepreneurs?
Yes.
How did that make you feel when you did that?
It was
afterwards?
very like it just felt like I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm to a certain point to where now I can talk
You
to
feel
other
like
people how I did it.
right, you can feel
Yeah.
like you can give some of
Yeah.
the game some
Yeah.
juice.
Shout out to Corey for that because this guy Corey, he runs it's called a
Kids Biz Focus Group.
kids biz focus group. He teaches kids on how to become entrepreneurs. So Corey runs that program. Walking through the mall one day, being nosy, looked inside of
It was like
a mall store, but he had it set up like a classroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
So when I looked in, I saw something on the wall that said branding and marketing. So I asked him, "What you got going on?"
oh wow.
And he was like, "Oh, I run a thing about how to show kids how to be entrepreneurs." I said, "Well, yo, everything you doing up there, I know somebody right now that's doing all of that."
Mm.
He was like, "Who?" So I say, "Everything you just said, I could show you everything right now." So I showed him the business. I gave him a business card, showed him the website, showed him the Instagram, showed him the product, all right in the Westlake Mall, right then and there. So he was like, "Yo." So then that was in what, December?
Yeah, and then
he just called us
later.
one day and was like, "Yo, I put together this event for entrepreneurs to speak to kids." So I'm thinking it's gonna be a whole bunch of speakers. When we got there, he only wanted
Emma to speak.
So I was like,
I think
"Yeah,
that's amazing.
I said that's
I
cool."
think that's
So
very well
he does
needed.
good. He does
A lot of
very well.
experience
He's
behind
it.
got a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
program. I think that's somebody you would look to interview.
Yeah.
I was surprised at the way he got it set
Yeah.
up. But yeah, he does great. So
That's great.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that in your future. I could see you doing a lot with that because that's very instrumental. Because not only because kids need that, but most of the teachings come from adults. But to have it come from an actual kid that's actually doing it and to teach, I think that it probably goes across a lot better.
resonates.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
resonate
it
a lot
does.
better for kids. So
Wow. Speaking of that, how long you been doing this again?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. All right. So, question for you: like in the industry, you're always thinking about how it can be better, how it can do better. What have you done, like, to try to make sure that your product is the best product out there?
Well, I just try to do what other people aren't doing.
Okay.
And that goes for like marketing or promoting. So I just try to like be a little bit different so it stands out more to people. And yeah, that's pretty much what I look for.
When you thinking about that, who are some of your competitors that you're looking at and say like, let
I
me
mean,
see
I
what they're
don't
doing so I can
really.
do this a little better.
As far as like anybody locally, we don't see.
Yeah, I don't really.
Oh, okay,
I don't
okay.
really know anybody that's doing this. Like, I don't really like other than like corporate businesses.
Okay.
So
Wow.
I don't really know anybody else
I don't either.
that does makeup or like sells in my age or even.
You'll see people that you'll run, and I'm pretty sure we all heard this. I know you heard this in real estate. I heard it too. Oh, my cousin's a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
My aunt do mortgages. So you get people. Oh, my daughter's my niece sell lip gloss, but they not.
Yeah, I never
Actively
out.
see.
doing
They
it.
just saying
Yeah.
it. Just,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, do you guys come across other young entrepreneurs, men or women,
Yeah,
who you
a
see that are out
few.
there on the grind like you? Like, is it
Maybe not in Orlando.
not in Orlando? None? None?
Everywhere we met people was in like
West Palm Beach.
or any of the.
Y'all don't see no other children your age or
No.
teenagers doing this in Orlando. Not they don't have to be selling these, of course. They can be selling anything, t-shirts, socks, whatever.
Not that I know about. I mean, not that I came across.
Wow. Are there a lot of, have you guys come across like entrepreneur kind of outside of the guy Corey and what he does? Have you guys come across other like entrepreneurial like workshops or trainings or conferences or anything?
I mean, we went to the menu crawl, right?
Yeah.
But that's adults. You talking about the one Janae had?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about for like young, that's specific to kids or young adults or.
No, most of my
teenagers.
Most of my pop-up shops were like adults.
But it was some with teenagers. It was pop-up shops that would have
it's a mix.
There. It's like a mix.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't come across any young entrepreneurs in Orlando that I could just put my finger on.
Yeah, I mean,
we be everywhere.
So with that being said, how do you guys feel about that? Like, as you guys, well, with you being her dad and helping her and seeing what's out there, and how do you, as an entrepreneur, young entrepreneur, feel about that?
I mean, I feel like it's good for me.
Of course. Of course.
Right.
I feel like, it's good for me, but I wouldn't mind like seeing more because it'll be easier to connect with them and be like more relatable with them. I mean, definitely not in Orlando. I know some people like in West Palm Beach, a few people and kids and teenagers that were doing whatever they're doing, selling phone cases or selling stuff like that. I've seen people like that were good, but it was so long ago.
And it's really a lot about following through.
Yeah, I mean, some people started and you know them,
stop.
but they don't really continue, so you kind of just don't remember.
So what keeps you so motivated?
The lifestyle that I want. I'd say that's like
that would do it.
Yeah.
That would do it. For real.
That's pretty much like the biggest thing, and also because I know that this is something that could be more in the future. So I just know, like, I just have to get it to a certain point.
Because you're all set up right now. You got the website, you got your products, you got your vendors that you deal with. Dad, I guess this is the question for you, Dad. Is you ready, huh?
Yeah, I love it.
Now, as far as, because you're talking about getting into like some of these these corporate stores, if you will. As far as making sure trademarks and stuff like that, is all that in the making, or is that
that's a good question. So when I was talking to Emma one day, I'm like, look, everything is great. This was last year. I said, everything is great. We gotta just do the taxes, get into the trademark, you know what I mean? All that is working on now. So she was like,
getting her woman-owned certification, minority-owned.
Right. I'm like, she was like, what is all that? Right. She was like, taxes, well, we already got an LLC, trademark. She was like, I thought this was it. I said, no. She was like, they don't. She said, this is her main statement. She was like, They don't teach you that in school.
Right.
Wow, that out of the
Exactly.
mouth of babes.
Right.
That's why I'm telling
Wow.
you.
Crazy.
We got the hard part. The hard part, like people say, the hardest part of going to the gym is
Yeah.
That's like the hardest part of all this.
Was getting the product
We got
and
the
selling the
product
product and
out in
marketing the
streets.
product.
Make it. You're making. She
Mhm.
got tons of money,
Mhm.
and she still get taken care of by me and her mom. So really, she don't got to spend none of her own.
Right.
Wow.
So, and that's another thing we got to teach the kids too. It's about saving money and managing money because
That's real.
Look, we need some classes, okay?
Yeah,
I don't know when
Emma-
y'all gonna be ready,
Emma
but we need
got
some
money.
classes for these kids out here because these kids are doing
Right.
all kind of stuff they ain't got no business doing.
Yes,
They being
This is
fooled.
what they need to focus
Right.
on.
So Emma's got money, but she don't spend it without coming to me. And I'm not controlling her money. This is
Right.
her money. All this, I don't make nothing. All I care about is the $20
Brand.
million
Okay.
check or the $20 million licensing deal or whatever. That's what, you know what I mean? But all the money from now is her money. So she'll say, hey, I want to buy this. But she'll look for a way of buying it without using any of her lip gloss money first.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be like, Emma, you got $600. You can take $100 and go buy a pair of sneakers. I don't care.
Right.
I'm not gonna just let her run through
Yeah.
$500.
But I also
one
don't like.
weekend. You know what
I don't
mean?
like
For nothing
spending.
when there's nothing going on. Because if it's something that big, then daddy's paying.
Yeah.
I want you to have your stacks. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how we do it. But money management is a big thing because kids out here getting food. They want to go out and buy all this stuff. They don't know
Yeah.
how to manage the money.
Spending.
Yeah.
And we spend money. We have a good time, but it's calculated. It ain't just and I learned that from my days, you know, when I used to hustle and all that. You got to stack your money. You got to re-up, do this, do that. So I just try to put that into her because you give them a couple dollars. It's easy to make the money. It's always easy to make the money.
Now, I want to go back to something real quick because I know, like, you do you're able to manage, but how do you feel? And we're getting ready to wrap up because we got 10 minutes left.
Okay.
But I think it's so important with you being a teenager. Like you said, there are a lot of kids who want to spend, they want to hang out, they want to have a good time. And with you managing business, your social life, like I'm trying to depict like what it takes to actually be able to manage that and still be a kid and not, because sometimes you can get overwhelmed, like, oh, you know, this is too much. I just want to live my life, you know, at some point. And you've been doing this for 4 years consistently. Has it been a time where you've like, oh, I'm taking a month, I'm taking a break, or I'm taking a week, or like how?
I don't really take breaks. I don't know. It doesn't really like overwhelm me like that.
It's like fun to you.
Yeah. So I don't really get like stressed or overwhelmed with it to where I like want to take a break. So yeah, I feel like I don't.
Wow.
It's structured.
How, like, is that something you guys, as her parents,
everything
kind
is
of like?
structured. So, for instance, like this weekend, today is not even my weekend. So I traded with her today.
Oh,
Next Friday,
thank you.
Emma's gonna go to Disney on my Friday with her mom. So it's cool. So it's all structured though. We know every other weekend Emma's with me. We're gonna hit the salon. Even though we in stores and sales is coming from everywhere, we never deviate from what got us here. Me personally, I love to wake up, hop in the bin, hit the salon. I just told her next Saturday we hitting the salon. You know what I mean? So we can do that for like from like maybe
12, 11
to
to
like
2.
2.
Yeah.
Or however the vibe, like some days the salons are all empty. Like, you know, Emma, today ain't really. There's one salon and we know that if all of them are empty, we're gonna go to this.
It makes
like
something.
our very
Yeah.
first, the very first one we ever sold a lip gloss. That one is our staple.
We have like 2 staples.
Wow.
We know that all the other ones might be empty, but before we go home, we're gonna hit Miss Ty's nail salon on Curtin, and it's going to do numbers. You know what I mean?
And then y'all like celebrate after that too.
Yeah,
we'll go
yeah.
out. We'll go out,
Yeah.
or we'll say, okay, you made $200 today. That's enough.
Wow. That's
And we'll just go to the movies or
Go out to eat.
go out to eat, or go to Insomnia Cookies, or she like crumble. You know what I mean? Or whatever it is. Or like today, I'm gonna drop her back off at her mom's house.
Okay, so before we get ready to wrap up, because we're getting ready to end the show here, what advice would you give other young entrepreneurs and young entrepreneur women who may struggle, because you're very beautiful, who may struggle with their own perception of beauty, And what would you give entrepreneurs for, wanting to do something, but maybe they're not as motivated, they're not as focused on, the way that you have been able to do things?
I would say just to at least start somewhere, because starting is always going to be the hardest. So just start somewhere and do something, and then slowly like do something every day that's going to build you up, or take you to where you want to be. And I feel like everybody has their own crowd. So even if you feel like you're not, you know, exactly how you want to be, or like you want to, compare yourself to other people, like either way, you're still going to have your own crowd or your own like target audience. So it really doesn't matter. You just have to, make it till you make it, or just start somewhere and just build up, and not really let your thoughts or emotions take over, because then you're not gonna do it.
Wow.
That's true.
Okay.
That's very-
Love that. Okay.
Wow.
Did you want to ask anything?
I do, but I think that's a good segue. But I did 'cause I want you to promote your product. Why should anyone purchase your product?
Okay, well, I feel like they should purchase my product because I mean, you just look at it. But also because I actually like take time for like the formula, and to like get it how I want it, and just to be how I know girls want their lip gloss, or how this is different just from like the beauty eye. Or so if you really want like quality luxury cosmetics,
Right.
Oh, okay.
So,
There you go.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. And I also want you to tell everyone how they can find you, how they can support you.
Well, you can find me on Instagram at Emma Olivia Cosmetics. That's for my Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. My website is emmaoliviacosmetics.com. Glamorous Beauty Supply. My phone
Address?
number 6215 Silver Star Road,
In Orlando, Florida.
Orlando, Florida. Yes, and yeah, that's my Instagram has everything: my phone number, the store, the website, TikTok, email.
Everything you say said twice, at least 2 times.
Okay, so Instagram is Emma Olivia Cosmetics. The website is emmaoliviacosmetics.com. The Glamorous Beauty Supply is 6215 Silver Star Road, Orlando, Florida. TikTok is Emma Olivia Cosmetics. And my email is emmaoliviacosmetics@gmail.com. And yeah.
Spell it out for someone
E-
that may be trying to.
Make sure you let them know that Olivia is the
Okay,
A.
yes.
Yeah,
A lot of people
oh.
think Olivia's it's
Yeah.
EMMA underscore ALIVIA underscore cosmetics COSMETI.
So now you're gonna have to say that again. Somebody missed that.
Okay, so EMMA underscore ALIVIA underscore COSMETIC cosmetics.
Okay. All right. And before we wrap up, did you want to say anything here, Dad?
Yeah, I just want to say everything's going great with Emma Olivia Cosmetics. I want to give a shout out to you.
Oh,
Podcast is great.
Thank you.
Glad to be a part of this. I came to your event at Vines.
Yes. Well, it wasn't my event, but I was speaking.
You were speaking.
Yes.
I've been knowing you for a while. You're great. We've ran into each other at other events. Mixer we was at 2 years ago. I saw you at. We had lunch that one day. So yeah, I just want to say everybody, the You Already Approved podcast is the new wave. So y'all need to definitely check it out, subscribe, like, share, all the nines. You're gonna be seeing me promoting it as well. Yana great. Emma Olivia Cosmetics. Just look for us to continue to expand. Luxury Cosmetics Boutique, Glamorous Beauty Supply, 6215 Silver Star Road. EmmaOliviaCosmetics.com is the website. And Emma Olivia Cosmetics is the Instagram. It's your boy Power Play J. Just want to let y'all know it's all good. Sunday, we just relaxing, talking, having a great time. So tune in. We're going to see y'all next time. See us at a nail salon near you real soon.
Yes. And lastly, I have to shout out Mr. Scott, the Scotts here, because we are in their podcast studio at their building. They have an accounting business. So if you need to file your taxes, business, corporate, whatever you need to file. They got you personal tax returns. They are always working. They work around the clock. If you get in trouble with the IRS,
You know
they to
what?
go
You
too.
know what?
They gonna
Yeah.
help
I need
you.
them right
Yeah,
now.
you need help.
Oh, okay.
I'm in
You need to
trouble.
talk to him. He right here.
IRS been hitting me up, Scott. So I'm gonna have to let
Yes.
you know. We're gonna have to have a talk. You know what I mean? But I think I found my next tax
Absolutely.
people. Because
Okay, so yeah, so we are here, and that's the wrap.
Because Scott & Associates always treats me like family, I refer my family to them. So when preparing for my taxes, and I know exactly what to bring in coming in, it makes the process so much easier. Anyone should hire Scott & Associates because they are professional, respectful, and very knowledgeable. And with all of my heart, I can always count on them.
These are some beautiful